Doesn't take much. We're seeing all sorts of trouble spots. What you're looking at now, I know it's hard to recognize because you're not used to seeing all the white. This is 183 on the top left of your screen. That's your connector to Mopac there. Closer to the upper right of your screen is 360. So you're looking at that little stretch right by the Echelon building there. You've got a church over there. The traffic heading away from you is southbound. The headlights coming towards you are northbound traffic. Completely snow covered there along 183. I took the service drive there instead of going over the flyover. It too was really snow-packed and snow-covered as well this morning. So despite the very, very light volumes, not too many mornings we see that light of traffic at this time of the morning, we are still looking at about 100 accidents in and around the Austin area. Unfortunately, it sounds like at least 4 of them are rollovers, some with injuries. So again, can't say it enough. If you don't have to drive this morning, don't bother. 7:20 now. Back to you.
All right, Deborah, thank you. Deborah took the service road. I took the flyover. And thanks to the folks and the hard work at TxDOT, I was fine today. John Hurt from TxDOT joins us on the phone now. A lot of folks benefiting from pre-treatment.
That's right. John, what are they doing out there, your crews?
Well, they're still out rolling and patrolling. They have been out since but they started, depending on the area of Austin, they started between 6 and 8 last night, doing the flyovers, all of the elevated structures. They've treated the main lanes on the major roads, such as Interstate 35, the U.S. highways, the loops, all of which have remained open throughout the night, with the exception, as Deborah mentioned, we're having a lot of problems with accidents. The traffic accidents are causing us a lot more problems than the weather is. So but our crews will remain out. All of the information that we're getting indicates that this situation is going to do nothing but improve throughout the day. We're hoping by midday that temperatures have reached the above freezing level, and we'll start with the wind and the above freezing temperatures. We'll start seeing some of this dry out of here.
John, you guys were on top of this. Tell us about the pre-treatment that is saving a lot of folks who had to drive real early. You guys were treating the roads before the snow came. Tell us about what happens with that.
Yeah, we use a substance called magnesium chloride, which, as you mentioned, you actually put out before the precipitation begins to fall. It prevents the ice from forming a sheet. It's kind of a slushy material that it creates, and you don't get that slippery sheet of ice that's typical of this type of precipitation. It does great for the elevated structures. As Deborah mentioned, none of those were closed overnight, and that's a direct result of the pre-treatment by the mag chloride. It's a great product, and it really has the benefits have been obvious all night long.
All right, John Hurt with TxDOT. John, what else can you tell us as far as crews? When I was driving in around 3 o'clock this morning, I saw some of your TxDOT crews. They had shovels in their hand, and they were out in the streets. Were they shoveling some snow?
Well, I'm not sure if it was one of ours, or you have to remember all we maintain is the state roads. So it may have been, if they're trouble spots, they will get out and actually sand them by hand, especially like intersections on frontage roads. They'll put, sand doesn't melt anything. All sand does is provide traction, but they'll actually shovel it out there at intersections where, if you're having traction problems, and even put out a little salt if they need to. Although we rarely use salt, except to spot treat areas. The mag chloride is actually the treatment of choice these days.
Yeah, John, quickly, you've got the hero groups working on, speaking of state roads, up and down I-35. I'm sure it's a busy morning for them, but tell us about that program real quickly and how they're benefiting drivers.
Well, the HERO program it's a motorist assistance patrol. They are keeping an eye on the interstate. If you happen to stall or break out, they are able to provide assistance. They have gasoline on board. They have jumper cables. They can have cell phone communication if you need it. So if you are in need of that type of assistance, they're out there, and they are actively looking for people that may be off the road or stalled on the road or creating some type of traffic hazard, and they can help move the vehicles out of the way also. So it's a program that really has great benefits on any day, but specifically on a day like this.
Yeah, no question. All right, well, we'll let you go. We know you're busy. We thank you for your time this morning. John Hurt with TxDOT and all the work they've been doing since actually before this weather actually started. John, thanks again.